The answer is, of course, that women are yet not powerful enough to make their voices heard. We need the Ms. magazines and the feminist majorities all over the world. We need the strong voices in each of our countries and around the world to demand these things. This brings me to my third and final point. Many donor countries have increased their policy emphasis, their funding, and even programs for health, and some even for reproductive health. But family planning within that context is lagging far behind. And the separation of HIV/AIDS and sexual and reproductive health is, in my opinion, not the best approach to deal with with these two important issues. I think they've forgotten that reproductive health, which is what they agreed to in Cairo, is a vital contribution to the ending of poverty, especially ending of poverty for women-headed households. It is a contribution to a more secure and peaceful world. For example, you are all hearing about the current crisis, about food supplies and climate change. Women are very much in the middle. They are the chief producers of food in Africa, for example, and even in Asia. Many women do a lot of the farm and food production work, but women don't get the support that they need, especially in the area of reproduction and reproductive health. We know that support for reproductive health and family planning works. And donors know that because they've seen the example of programs, and they know that all the countries of the world, in the developing world, have made a commitment to reproductive health and services. And yet, in spite of proven effectiveness, there is not the resource coming. And of course, one element in this is one major donor. I won't name the major donor. Which is put this ideological bent to these programs and the way these programs are being addressed. And we don't need ideology, we need science and evidence to have good programs. And no donor should make conditions which are based on its own ideology, because we're talking about a multicultural world, and we need to find ways to support programs based on evidence and on science. I think this administration deserves a lot of credit for the amount of funds they put for HIV and AIDS, but even here, the money could have been a lot more effective if it was not linked with ideological approaches. 1/3 for abstinence only, which we know gets wasted totally. Not enough attention, no support for sex workers, which is one of the principal drivers in many of our countries. So all I'm saying, I'm not, casting judgment on anyone's views. You should have your views, but you should apply them to yourself. You should not apply them to the world at large, and especially a large donor which has so much authority and power around the world should not allow these kinds of views to come in the way of good programs. So the medical profession, to which I belong, does not make moral judgments. If a man comes to the emergency room with a bullet wound, we don't ask him, did he own a gun? Was he a supporter of the gun lobby or not? And blah, blah, blah. If a sex worker comes and she has an infection, we don't ask her what are your morals, etc. You treat the person, and if it's something that is infectious, you also try to help that infection doesn't affect the whole community. So we just treat him or we treat her. But if a woman needs contraception, why should we ask her what she does for a living? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Or what if someone has got HIV/AIDS? Should we now say you're immoral and therefore you should not have any attention? I'm just, trying to be rhetorical in my questions, but my point is that, people who work in development, in health, you have to look at the outcome for which you're working, which is to improve the health of individuals, Especially in my case, I think women are the key to the progress and future of families, to the health of the family, and to the peace and security of the rest of the world. So we need good programs, we need unconditional programs, and we need a lot more funding for reproductive health and family planning programs. Thank you.